If I could think of a way to describe trading, in my experience, it has been like that girl that got away and you keep hoping that she comes back around. They say that if you have a great idea, that the best time to start it was 10 years ago, and the second best time to start it is right now. That's how I would kind of describe trading. I'm 28 right now, and I wish I would have really went deep into trading 10 years ago. I first really discovered trading about 6 years ago, like 2018, and started doing research then, but I didn't really go hard into it, and now the second time I really started researching and going into trading was 2020, when COVID hit. 2020, I really went hard into looking at trading, and that's when I first that was the second time I bought stocks, and like to see how many people made millions off of trading back in 2020, you know what I'm saying? It was like a missed opportunity. And so now it's the end of 2024, and I just watched, Donald Trump get elected. And so with that being said, a ton of people made money just off of the bullish market that's happened since he got elected. So everybody who owned Tesla stocks, everybody who owned all these stocks, it just went to like all-time highs and like broke records. And I keep kicking myself like, man, I should have went hard in 2018. Or I really should have went hard when I graduated high school, but hadn't really discovered trading in high school. 2018 is when I discovered it. Didn't go hard. And then 2020 hit, and I was like, yo, this is the time to hop in there. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of been a combination of two things. You know what I'm saying? Not having the wherewithal to say, hey, this is an opportunity. And when I say wherewithal, I'm saying like not having the mental aptitude to look and say, hey, this is a smart investment to make. I should do this. So kind of the opposite of hindsight is 2020. Like having to say, like right now, I can say, all right, Bitcoin is going to go to 300,000, or Tesla is going to keep rising and rising, especially with Donald Trump getting elected. Elon Musk is probably going to become a trillionaire by the end of Donald Trump's presidential. If he's worth $400 billion now, Elon Musk is probably going to become the first trillionaire, and I would predict that within the next 4 years. So if his stock, whatever it's at now, if it goes up 2.5 times, so like right now, if his stock is worth $300 and his stock goes to 300 times 2.5, 6, so if it goes to $800, he will become a trillionaire. So he's at an all-time high right now, and that's how he crossed over to the 400 billion mark. But I mean, that's a prediction I'm going to make. You know what I'm saying? Elon Musk will become a trillionaire due to his shares. Right now was the time to invest, man. Like I said, I should have started 10 years ago. I was focused on, all these other things, becoming a doctor. I was trying to become a fitness influencer / pharmacist. And that didn't really pan out. So I went into the Army, 2016. Lack of family support, and just wanted, you know what I'm saying, my basics in life taken care of: food, housing. Okay, I got all those things taken care of, and then it was like, okay, I want more. You feel me? Instead of just living in a barracks room or on base housing or my little BAH, how about I want to be able to build the house of my dreams. I want to be able to have 2 or 3 cars, you know what I'm saying? And while you can do that, being a military man or being whatever, it's just, you become a slave to that, you feel me? So right now, if I was to go and say, hey, you know what? Let me become a pharmacist and let me make $150,000 a year, which is what I was initially trying to do before I went to the Army. And becoming a pharmacist, you know what I'm saying, that money right there kind of rivals like E7, E8 pay or O3, O4 pay, like a military officer. When you include all the benefits and health insurance, TRICARE, and BAH, you know, you're making it over 6 figures or a little bit more than 6 figures, you know, being an active duty military officer or high enlisted. But the only issue, shoot, I'm about to drop this down camera. The only issue with that is you're a slave. You know, you don't have any freedom. You know what I'm saying? And you're basically check to check as well. You know what I'm saying? So what they keep saying is that the middle class is being eliminated. Or some people are even saying there is no more middle class. There are the people who are the 1%ers, the people who are the extremely wealthy. You know, and right now, when I was growing up, the 1% was like $400,000 a year. And I don't know what the hell happened. But as of 2024, the 1% is people who make $871,000 a year. And so basically, you're making $1 million a year as a 1%er. And so I've been doing a lot of research, watching YouTube videos and all that stuff. I'll hold the camera up here. And what I've come to realize is that there are a lot of nurse practitioners, nurses. Me being in the military, I've realized that firefighters, police officers, doctors, and lawyers that are paycheck to paycheck. Now, what is that attributed to? That I feel like it's attributed to living above your means. But at the same time, I feel like your means has gotten so expensive. So for instance, right, before my truck got repossessed, I had a truck that was brand new truck, Dodge Ram 1500, and it was lifted. They had a lift kit on it, and my truck payment was $790 a month, basically $800 a month, right? All right, so truck payment is $800 a month, and then my car insurance, I had bad credit at the time, so my car insurance was about $500 a month, $1,300. And I had an 8-year car payment. I didn't have a 3-year car payment. I didn't have a 5-year. I had an 8-year car payment. So this was, and I believe my interest rate was like 9% or something. It wasn't stupid high. But I had a $60,000 truck, $800 car payment, $500 insurance, and it was a pickup truck. So I used to put about $100 in gas in it per week. So I was essentially paying, let me see, $400 plus $500 car payment. $500 insurance, $900 plus $800. So I was paying $1,700 per month for my pickup truck. And that's not including any maintenance, oil changes, anything like that. And I would assume that most people have the average, right? I had a basic pickup truck. Well, it wasn't basic. It was a brand new pickup truck. But I feel like that is reasonable. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like that was an extravagant purchase. You know, if I'm in the military, I've been in the military, I'm an E5 with 4-5 years of service. Why can't I buy a brand new car? You know, in hindsight, maybe I should have bought a $30,000 car instead of a $60,000. But to put things in perspective, I'm paying $1,700 for this car, and I was making about $1,100 every 2 weeks after taxes. So I'm an E5 with 6 years of service. Well, at the time it was 4 years of service. And yeah, living in the barracks, so I'm not getting any BAH, which is your housing allowance. And I was making about $1,100 every 2 weeks. They're not even giving us BAS, which is your basic allowance for subsistence. It's like a $400 that you get if you live off base. You get that for food. So I wasn't getting a food allowance. Yeah, I'm making $2,200 a month and have a $1,700 in car and stuff I pay for my car. So I had signed up for DoorDash and started DoorDash, and I was like, bruh, I'm at work at 5:30 in the morning. We got 16:30 formation. I'm working 10, 12-hour days. Why do I have to DoorDash? Just to make ends meet. I'm in the military. So it couldn't be mad at nobody but myself for number one, put myself in that position. Gave up the car, started walking to work. Right? Freed up $1,700. All right, food. You know, I'm single at the time, so I'm trying to date. So, you know, taking girls to Applebee's, you know, $50, $60. Going to Golden Corral, you know, spending $25, $30. Trying to at least tip, you know, 10 or 15%, you know, not leave, you know, without giving the tip. Just going out to eat a bunch. And I was spending about $30 a day on food. And that was me being very modest. You know what I'm saying? That was not me taking girls on dates, because if I was taking girls on dates, that $30 a day could easily go to $100 a day or $80 a day. You know, my significant other, you know, because I got a girlfriend eventually, going on all these dates. And then it became an issue because we would never go out to eat. You know, why don't we go here anymore? I don't have the money for it. You know what I'm saying? I make $2,200. I'm spending $1,000 on food, $900 on food. So I used to have thoughts like, man, how am I in the military or whatever, and I can't afford the basics. I mean, I can't afford to even go out on dates. So I used to have like animosity towards the military, or animosity towards my financial situation. You know, I feel like I should be getting I feel like I should be getting a housing allowance. I feel like I should be getting all these allowances, but I'm not. I feel like I should be making more than $2,200 every month, but I'm not. Oh, and like I said, my housing was taken care of because I lived in a barracks, so that was a plus. So can't afford to go out and eat and go to bars and go to all those things. You know, I had to just pretty much just cook food at home. Had to cook food at home. And that's not the life I want to live. I want to be able to go to Applebee's, you know what I'm saying? If I'm dating, or if I have a wife, a girlfriend, or whatever, your wife or the girl that you're dating does not want to sit at home all day while you make ground beef and rice. They don't. They're like, as a man, you probably can do that yourself. But nah, man. You want to be able to you know what I'm saying, date, whether you're dating women or if you're dating your wife, because you still got to date your wife. And it's almost impossible to do that. It was impossible for her to do that with my financial situation. Me being a E5 in the military, it was impossible for me to date women or even date my girlfriend. I had to just stay at home. We could have date night at home, but that wasn't fun. That wasn't what my ideal life looked like off of just my basic $2,200 a month after tax salary. So I couldn't drive a nice car. Had to pretty much get a beater or a bicycle or just walk to work. Couldn't afford to go out to eat. I had to buy ground beef and rice and either make spaghetti or get creative with that. Food. Okay, then the housing, right? So at the time I was in the military, stationed in Fort Hood, Killeen, Texas, which is now Fort Cavazos. They gave me a barracks room, a really nice barracks room at that. I was in this thing called the WTUs, which is really nice. Couldn't have any overnight visitors or anything like that, so that was kind of shitty. But what can I say? I would prefer to either buy a house or build a house. I really wanted to build a house, you know. And if I was living in a really urban city, like Dallas, Miami, Vegas, or something like that, it'd have been cool to live in a nice condo. Okay, nice condos, how much do they cost? Condo or townhouse? You're looking at anywhere between $2,500 in a cheap area like Dallas or Houston, to if you're in a more expensive place like Miami or something, you're probably gonna be looking at something like $4,000 to $5,000 for a really nice condo. $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month. You know, really, really nice condos are like $8,000 to $10,000 a month. Me personally, that's the life I want to live. I want to either live in a really nice condo or I want to build my dream house. You know, 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, you know, 4,000 square feet. I've already done the architecture. And my dream house is probably a $700,000-$800,000 house. You know, that's what I would prefer to live in. I don't want to live in bullshit, you know. I'm currently in Atlanta, and they got these houses that was built in the 50s and the 60s. And, you know, nobody wants to live in that. Who wants to live in a house built in the 50s and 60s, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1,200 square feet? You feel me? That's the stuff my grandparents were living in. Times have evolved. It's 2024 going into 2025. I want to live in a really nice house. Me being a single E5 in the military, living in the barracks, I'm not even getting housing allowance, so buying a house is out of the question. But let's say I would have hit E6 and they would have gave me that little $1,400 a month for BH and the $400 for subsistence allowance. Okay, and that's untaxed. So now I'm pretty much making $2,200 plus $1,800 is $4,000 a month. So the military, you can do 40% of your income. You can use that for a house, you know, 40% debt to income. Most people have car notes and all of this stuff. So let's say you do it smart and you don't have any car notes, but you're also trying to keep it to, let's say, 30%, just to be smart and so that you don't get house poor. 30% of your debt to income, if you have no debts, 30% of $4,000 a month is $1,200. So, you know, what car, what house, what condo could I afford with $1,200 a month? I can't. You know, I won't be able to get, even if I had a 900 credit score, they're not going to approve me because I don't have the income. And so $4,000 a month net income is equivalent to about 75 grand a year gross, which is a little bit higher than the average income in America right now. And this is the conclusion of the video of what I'm trying to get to. The conclusion of my point. I'm giving up on the societal construct of go to school, get a good job, and do all this because, okay, let's say I worked in IT as a help desk, or let's say I went to school as a nurse and I was making 68 grand a year, or as a teacher and I'm making 68 grand a year. Well, shit, I can only afford a $1,200 house. What the fuck am I gonna do with $1,200? No, I can only really afford to get me a 1-bedroom apartment in the hood. And in reality, I need to be living in a house with my mom. Right? And so let's say, well, shit, let me go above and beyond. And I become a doctor or a lawyer. And I'm making 150 grand a year as a pharmacist. That's all I wanted to do. Well, as a pharmacist, and I'm making 150 grand a year, I probably can still only afford about a $3,000 a month house payment. That's probably all they're going to approve me for. $3,000 a month. Again, I'm not reaching my goal of my dream life. You know what I'm saying? And I would imagine a lot of other people have these same dreams and aspirations that I do. They want to live in a nice home or condo. They want to be able to drive a nice car, you know, $60,000 car. And they want to be able to go out to eat, you know, a couple times a week. You know, the things that I'm talking about, these are middle class dreams and aspirations. You know, I'm not saying I want to live in a 20,000 square foot Bel Air mansion. I don't want to drive a Bugatti and a Rolls Royce. And I don't desire to eat at Nobu and Ruth Chris every night, you know, and spend $300-400 steak dinners every night. No. Can I go out to Applebee's, Olive Garden? Can I go to Golden Corral and tip them? Can I spend $100 eating out a day if I wanted to? Can I live in a nice 4,000 square foot house that I built from the ground up? This is the American dream that I'm talking about. It's not necessarily the Lambos in a huge Miami mansion on the beach. Oh, just give me my $800,000 house though. 4 bedrooms. Give me 2-3 cars. Give me a pickup truck. And let me get my Tesla. This is what I dream and I'm aspiring for. And this is what I'm checking out of the American what they've designed for us and what they've programmed and trained us to do. That go to school and get a job and do all that stuff, yeah, that's cool temporarily, but it's a means to an end. When I say it's a means to an end, it's something you do temporarily because it's going to come to an end. Because I believe that as a person who's been working for the last 10 years, I believe that everybody should, number one, have a business, and number two, be savvy investors. So investing, like, we all know that if you spend everything that you make, you're gonna be pretty much paycheck to paycheck. One day, you're gonna have to say, all right, well, guess what? I made 200 grand this year day trading. Guess what? I only spent 120 grand. I made 400 grand this year day trading. I put 100,000 away. I don't know, built a rooming house for, put a down payment, 20% down payment, built a rooming house, and now I'm getting passive income from that. Put this in a Vanguard ETF, and you have to spend less than what you earn in order to get get to a point where you got some freedom. Because if not, I don't care. Even if you're a doctor, even if you are an orthopedic surgeon making 800 grand a year, if you're spending everything that you make, bruh, you're going to be, you know what I'm saying? You're not getting ahead financially. You're going to always be stuck in that loop, and kind of just defeats the purpose. One day you're going to retire. You're going to be 70 years old. You got the jitters now. Now you're trying to do surgery on people. I'm so checked out of this American economy, this American society. It's run its course. When America first started, man, when they brought the slaves over here, guess what everybody did? Everybody over here had a business. This is a capitalist society, right? Everybody had some slaves, or had a cotton mill or a tobacco farm or a sugar plantation. So America was founded on capitalism and making money, being a business owner. And so you have active business ownership, right? Think like somebody who mounts TVs, right? I go and mount TVs, mount a TV, make $100, and I do 4 of those a day. I make $400 a day. That's an active business. And then you got like passive. If I own that company and I have 2 people working for me, and I might only make $75 a day, and I give them the other 300, well, that's $75 a day I'm pocketing. Freedom. So I feel like that's what we all should be thinking about doing is business, and finding a way to invest into long-term passive income. And I feel like that's how you escape the rat race. That's how you get out of this. That's how you do what we're supposed to be doing in America. There's a lot of opportunity here. There's so many Indian people here. There's so many African people here. There's so many Chinese people here. Why are they coming here? They're coming here for the economic opportunities. And the economic opportunities at hand is business. The economic opportunities of being an employee has run its course. After 2020, it has run its course. The cost of living is sky high. The cost of living is freaking crazy. I'm about to get evicted, man. I'm basically paying $1,800 of rent here in Atlanta, man. $1,800 of rent, man, for a 2-bedroom apartment. I wanted one of my rooms to be an office space. And I don't have the money to pay for it. I do not have the money to pay for this, man. And $1,800, man. Man, the house I grew up in, man, freaking 3,000 square foot house, including the basement. Mortgage was $500, man. And I'm living in a shitty ass apartment, man, for $1,800 a month. Not including the utilities, the electric bill and the Wi-Fi, man. So it's really over $2,000. Like, bro, this shit's gotten crazy. So people can't even afford to live on their own anymore, man. People with jobs can't even afford to live on their own. People with jobs have to live with their parents, or they have to get married, or live with a woman or the husband or whatever. They have to live with their significant other. A lot of them are struggling, man. A lot of them people putting 2 incomes together. Well, if both of y'all make 60 grand a year, and y'all totaling 120, you would think that y'all are doing good, especially those with no kids. But I'm gonna tell you this. A lot of people, man, my old coworker, she in Colorado, man, they struggling paycheck to paycheck. I'm like, yo, y'all got no kids? Y'all making over 6 figures together, both incomes? Cost of living is crazy. And so this is what's made me so sick with the American economy, man. It's people with jobs, the dream that they sold us as kids. Go to school, become an engineer, become a nurse, become a doctor, go into IT, computer science. Man, computer science ain't been a shit since 1983. The hell? It's 2024, 2025. Unless you becoming a damn AI, an AI engineer, a machine learning engineer, fucking go to school, don't learn no damn computer science, bruh. That shit's gone, bro. Mark Zuckerberg, all them boys, they took that shit, man. Y'all boys better learn AI. But yeah, the thing that's got me so sick with the American economy, bro, is that people with regular jobs are forced to do shit like DoorDash, Uber, and Instacart. And so you're turning people, y'all are turning America into a third world country. Well, I shouldn't say a third world country. Y'all turning America into, this shit is slavery again, bro. This shit is all out slavery because guess what? We're indentured servants. We gotta work to get our freedom. And when I say freedom, we gotta, when I say freedom, I'm talking about retirement. We gotta work 40, 50 years to get our retirement, which is our freedom. And so what happens is you got people like my dad in his 80s who has retired from 2-3 jobs and still has to work to maintain and pay bills. And now, you could say, okay, he has a spending problem. Yeah, he does. But it's no denying the fact that shit is ridiculous right now, man. Cost of groceries, cost of food, can't go out to eat, can't afford to buy a house, can't afford a car, you can't afford shit. And so, what do you do, bro? What the fuck do you do? So I'm telling y'all, I'm giving up on this shit, bro. I'm giving up on working a job to fucking one day in 40, 50 years, I might be able to pay off a house that I don't fucking want to live in. 3-bedroom, 2-bath house I don't fucking want to live in. I want to live in my fucking 4-bedroom, 5-bathroom fucking dream house I built from the ground up with my fucking hot tub in there, man. That's what I want. With my 2-3 cars. I want a big ass pickup truck, a fucking Tesla, shit, SUV. Can't afford none of that shit, man. You can't afford none of that shit with what we're doing right now. Motherfucker, to be able to afford anything in this economy, man, you gotta be able to make 200 grand or more. Then you might be able to fucking afford a nice fucking car. So, with all that being said, man, I want to really learn day trading. And I want to share it with people too. You know what I'm saying? I want to share what I'm learning, share my tips, and I want to document my journey to do it, man. 2025, I'm going to be cutting a lot of my expenses, man. I'm about to get evicted from here, man. I don't have the fucking $4,000 because this is coming up on my second month of rent. January will be my second month of rent. So I'm going to take my walking papers, my eviction papers, man. If I need to sleep in my car, fuck it, I'm going to do it, man. If I need to move back in with my mom, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I love my mom to death, man, but she hasn't been the best when it comes to supporting me. When I say supporting me, I'm not talking about giving me money. I'm talking about, hey, mom, can I come stay at the house? Or, hey, mom, can I crash for a couple months, a couple years? And so I love her to death, man, but shit, man, I don't know. I might just have to sleep in my car, man, for a couple weeks, a couple months, man, until I can fucking figure something out. So yeah, been rambling on for a while, man, but this is the raw truth of how I feel about the state of American economy, man. I'm checking out. I am checking out of this shit. And I'm checking out to check in to investing in business. Because like I said, I feel like that's what America was designed for us to do. Those who the winners and the big players in the society is, those seem to be the only winners in the society, is the business owners and the investors. Some people say that business ownership precedes investing. However, I know people who have worked jobs or done self-employment and got into investing that way. So I'm going to try to save as much money as I can, cut all my expenses. I'm taking responsibility and ownership and saying that I have a spending problem as well. And that if I ever want to get out of this fucking loop of this rat race and fucking spending all my fucking check like I was doing in the fucking military, fucking get paid on the 1st and 15th, I'm broke by the 2nd and the 16th. Like, what the fuck? So I have a spending problem. And I'm going to be reducing that, man. So probably just eat at Chipotle every day. And see if I can crash at somebody's house or sleep in the car, do whatever I need to do, man, to save money, man. So I got a couple ideas, man. Like I say, TV mounting is an idea. If I can mount 4 TVs in a day, that's $400. And it's $400 cash I can make. So I got a couple other ideas, man. So I'm just gonna document this for y'all, man. And you know, I had some brothers, or I have brothers that I was kind of sharing, reaching out to, man, but sometimes I just kind of feel like they're not really interested in my goals, or maybe it's not their job to be. I don't know. I just kind of wanted my brothers to be in my cabinet of people that I, you know, share, motivate, bring along with me. Maybe we can motivate each other, but you know, they got their own stuff they're dealing with, their own financial issues, and you know, everybody's worst thing or everybody's life is, everybody is the fucking main character in the game that they're playing. You know what I'm saying? So if you're in GTA and your character's dying of thirst, you gotta go get that motherfucker some water, man. So friendship, camaraderie, family is secondary to fucking survival of the fittest. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, man. You have to take care of yourself first before you can get all that self-actualization and all the other good jazz and shit. So yeah, I'm gonna be taking y'all along with me, man. Sorry for making this video so long, man, but this is just the shit that's been on my mind, man. All right, peace.